Baulana, Honorable Regional Minister, Chairman and members of the SCC, MMTCs, Metropolitan Director of SCC, the Sanegu Director. I haven't seen him here. He's there. Regional Director of SCC. You're all beautifully dressed in SCC colors, I suppose. It's a great function that we are attending today. The launch of the 2023 Constitution Week. It's a small ceremony, but very significant. The 2023 Constitution Week, there is no gainsaying. It's a very significant development. Our 1992 Constitution has served us very wonderfully for the past, 31 years. And it's a constitution that is worth celebrating. For the past 31 years, we have witnessed a period of stability, a far cry from the years of military interventions and other destabilizing events on our national scene. So this constitution that has brought us this far has seen us go through a lot of development. If anybody visited Ghana in 1992 and comes back today, he will realize that this constitution has served us very well. And it is with great pleasure and a sense of pride that I welcome all of you to this national event. Even though a very small occasion, you see we've had to go through our traditional protocols. And so if you press for time, don't organize a function at the Dagomba Chief's Palace. We had to beg the Gojes and the drummers to cut short their procedures. They have very strict protocols, how they commence to how they end. And when they haven't got there, it's not very easy to get them to stop. And this is a ceremony, however, that we go through every Monday and Friday at every senior chief's palace within the Dagbon traditional area. Since it's the NCCE, I can tell you this is our traditional expression of democracy that we didn't inherit from anybody. We've had this ceremony since the beginning of our kingdom, about 500 to 700 years now that the kingdom was established. And it is a symbol of our democracy. Every Monday and Friday, the chiefs and the elders gather to sit and discourse on issues pertaining to the interests of the community, our neighbors, and beyond. Any matter of interest to the community can be discussed at these sittings. You see that you waited a bit, and when you wanted to come, we met you on the way because of the time. Otherwise, we sit inside in a smaller conference room strictly with the senior elders to discuss on the issues, more or less discuss our agenda and what we're coming out to do or say before we come either to the big hall or out here, depending on the size of the people that we're receiving. And you can see the whole system is designed to accommodate that. And while we are inside, there are holding areas. If you want to do two-man where you retire to, before you come back to the general meeting to report. So at any time that the NCC wants to surprise us, to give us some information, that function or this kind of occasion is the most welcome place. You can walk in without notice. We prefer notice, but if you don't do it, it's tolerated, it's accepted. And we use this to exchange on our common interests. And then something like Constitution Week, if you weren't coming, the director could have just walked in. I'm sure he wouldn't do that. He would notify us. But if he walks in, he will be given the opportunity to put forth whatever message he has. To say that we did not borrow democracy from anybody. We only borrowed the name because that is the language that we have adopted for ourselves to be able to communicate between us in Ghana. So, Honorable Minister, it's a very great pleasure to have you all here, and I hope that the message that you're going to give to us will spread throughout the Dagbon, throughout the northern region, and throughout Ghana at large. Your work is one that helps us to maintain the democracy that the whole world is lauding Ghana for. It is that democracy, thanks to our constitution, that we owe all the development we have. I must say that I am involved with so many institutions that need help. They need resources. They need funding. And they performing no mean tasks for our country. But their efforts do not seem to attract the attention in terms of financing that they deserve. And I'll just mention some of them. And one of them is the SCC. Honorable Minister, I think they deserve much more than what we as a nation are giving them. The second one I'd mention is the National Peace Council. It's a very serious contributory factor to the peace that we enjoy in this country. And I say that because I've been a member of the Northern Regional Peace Council for the past 5 or so years. And the last one I need not emphasize is the chieftaincy institution. The Constitution gives prominence and importance to all these functions, but our finance establishment of the public sector doesn't seem to pay heed to these things. These institutions perform great functions. The government cannot be in every nook and cranny of the country. And we, chiefs of Ghana, are the mouthpieces of the government. We represent the government, and we fill in for the government, security and all. And this institution deserves the support of the public authorities to ensure that they perform their functions in the very best way possible. So this is a bit more than a welcome for considering the time limits, but I am very excited to have you here and had to take this opportunity to say this, hoping that the Honorable Regional Minister and the MCE will carry it to wherever is deemed appropriate for necessary action.
The Municipal Chief Executive of Sanargo, the Chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, Madam Kathleen Adi, the Deputy Chairperson of NCC in charge of operations, Mr. Samuel Asari, Deputy Chairman in charge of finance and administration, Commission members, Regional Coordinating Director, Commission members, line directors, Regional Director of NCC, Alhaji Aliyu Mohammed, directors and heads of departments of educational institutions, representatives of civil society organizations, or friends from the media, Nanima, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Chairman, this annual Constitutional Week celebration is one of the flagship programs carried out every year by the Commission to commemorate and constantly remind Ghanaians on the country's return to constitutional and democratic rule after many years of military adventurism in government. The theme for this year's celebration, 30 years of consolidating constitutional democracy, building national cohesion through civic education, and participating in local governance. Indeed, could not have been more than this time, and therefore worth celebration. This year, I'm informed, also marks the 30th or the 30 years of the National Commission for Civic Education as an independent, non-partisan governance institution under Article 231 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and the National Commission for Civic Education Act 1993, Act 425 of the Parliament of Ghana. Now, Chairman, through these 30 years of its constitutional governance, Ghana has made giant strides in consolidating democracy. Prominent among them include periodic elections and peaceful change of government over the period. The growth and proliferation of media, the Fourth Republic being the longest uninterrupted period of stable constitutional governance in the history of Ghana, and the respect for human rights and the rule of law. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is as a result of this that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo continues to promote and support key institutions such as the National Commission for Civic Education to enable them inform and educate Ghanaians about the need to uphold the Constitution and cherish it for the betterment of Ghana. I use this opportunity to thank His Majesty, Abapasa Narna, Na Ambassador Yakub Abdullahi, and his subjects, and all personalities who are here to participate in this program. And on my own behalf, I wish to thank everybody here, my Regional Coordinating Council, and the revered chiefs, and also wish to declare 2020 Constitutional Week celebrations duly launched. Thank you very much, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong.
Paramount Chief of the Sagnerigo Traditional Area, His Majesty Sagnana Ambassador Yakub Abdullahi. Elders of the Sagnerigo Traditional Area, Deputy Chairman Operations Deputy Chairman, Finance and Administration of the NCCE, Commission members, directors, heads of institutions here present, distinguished guests, all protocol duly observed, a very good morning to all of you. I bring you greetings from the management and staff of the National Commission for Civic Education. I am honored to be here today with my team to interact with you and your traditional council on the occasion of NCC's annual Constitution Week celebration, which we mark every 28th of April. The significance is that it was on the 28th of April, 31 years ago, that the people of Ghana went to the booths to indeed accept that we are moving from military rule to constitutional government. The Constitution Week celebration is one of the flagship programs of the National Commission for Civic Education. As I said before, the week was instituted. Okay, so this week was instituted in 2001 to commemorate the country's return to constitutional democratic rule. On this historic day, 31 years ago, Ghanaians journeyed to the voting booth to participate in a universal adult suffrage exercise to accept the 1992 Constitution into law through a national referendum. And since then, Ghana has experienced 3 decades of uninterrupted constitutional rule, a well-deserved and enviable feat in sub-Saharan Africa, and indeed the world. The theme for this year's celebration is 30 years of consolidating constitutional democracy, building national cohesion through civic education, and participating in local governance. During the annual Constitution Week period, the NCC engages Ghanaians across the country to remind them of the need to safeguard Ghana's democracy, contributing to the strengthening of civic consciousness among Ghanaians, and reiterate the principles and objectives of the Constitution, as well as reminding them of their civic rights and responsibilities. Ghana's 4th Republican Constitution has achieved many successes, such as political stability, peaceful coexistence, media freedom, freedom of speech, institutional growth, improved development, amongst others. But we all know that as we sit here today, there are many things that threaten this democracy. And the first one that I will bring up is the issue of security. We all know what has been happening for a long time now. We know that we are facing a national threat in the form of what is happening along the borders, which is a result of all the misadventures that have gone on in the Sahel through the terrorists and other non-state actors, violent extremists, and others. We know the trouble that they have caused for other countries, and we know how close they are to us right now. And we know that if we are not careful, if we not prepare properly, the trouble that they've caused elsewhere, they can cause that trouble here. So this threat to the security of our country is very real. It's something that we at NCC take very seriously indeed. As a result, we have, with the help of the European Union, instituted the Preventing and Containing Violent Extremism Project, which was launched in December and which we are currently rolling out in the 5 northern regions and 3 other regions in Ghana. Indeed, for the past 2 days, we have been here in Tamale undertaking several activities. On Wednesday, we had a media advocacy workshop trying to help media understand the intricacies of reporting from sensitive areas on sensitive issues like peace, like the threat of violent extremism. Yesterday, we launched an opinion survey report. We have collected data from people in the geographical area of the project, and we put it together, done a survey asking people's opinions, trying to understand how people feel about violent extremism, but whether they know what they should do and all of that. So yesterday we launched that report here in Tamale. It gives me great pleasure indeed to be here today. I am always humbled in the presence of display of culture. It reminds us all that we are not people of the present. We are ancient people coming from a long way back. And so what we have now, which is peace and security, is a thing that we cannot put a price on. And we must strive and do our best to keep the peace and security of this country in all that we do. Other things that are a challenge to our democracy are things like politics of discord and disunity and divisiveness. We are about to go into the political season, and already we are seeing the signs of politicians trying to be divisive, threatening, issuing threats, and all of that. We must have a new political narrative where we, the people, will not reward such politicians by electing them. We have to ensure that the politics serve us. Politics is an engine of the democracy that we are practicing. We cannot do away with it, but it must serve us. We must not be enslaved by the politics of the day. Other things that continue to threaten us, all due respect, Your Majesty, are things like chieftaincy disputes. Chieftaincy disputes are things that really destroy our society at a very granular level. Because chiefs are in direct contact with people in communities. When there is disputes, when we can't resolve our problems, when we resort to conflict, it does not help us. It is our hope that 30 years down the line, we will re-evaluate ourselves, all our institutions, and ensure that we move to a path of development and progress in all that we do. Also, we move to development and progress in all that we do. There are other things that constitute threats to our democracy, including things like the advent of fake news and misinformation. Young people are attached to their phones and the internet like all other young people across the world. But unfortunately, we are in a time where people use this same technology that in other places is advancing society. It's used to destroy society in some places. Fake news, insults, publishing or posting of things that are not true. All these things do not help us. It brings division, it brings bitterness, and a divided people we all know will never stand. These are some of the things that constitute threats to our democracy. Every year when we do Constitution Week, we engage security services. We go to wherever we can find them. We hold activities with them. We remind them and all Ghanaians that we cannot take our democracy for granted. That a democracy does not build itself. That all of us citizens must play active roles in ensuring that the democracy holds. That we must all play our part. Citizens must be active citizens. We must hold our leaders to account. The traditional systems, as we have seen today, have inbuilt democratic principles. There is a system of accountability. In the same way, within our political system, we must activate the systems of accountability so that as tax-paying citizens who are doing our part by upholding our side of the social contract, we also get the benefits that we hope for when we decided to embark on our democratic journey. We are so happy that all of you are here, that Your Majesty, you yourself have found it useful to come and sit here. We are also grateful to the regional minister. Thank you very much. Thank you. On that note, I wish all of you the best of today. And I hope that when we call upon you to participate in this year's Constitution Week, as well as every other activity of NCC. You will heed our call as you have heeded today and support us to help make our country great and strong. God bless our homeland Ghana. God bless all of us.
Thank you, Sanarna and the elders, the people of Sanerugu. Madam Chair has already thanked you, but I think the first one is about the district level elections. It is happening this year, and nobody is talking about it. We have to show interest. The elders and people of Sanerugu, we should be asking questions from both the NCCE and the Electoral Commission about why the silence. Push us to work and ask us questions that will put us on our feet. That if this year is the elections year, then you need to know what is going to happen. And the district level elections, we elect our unit committee members and elect our district assembly members. But usually, because they do not come with money bags, some of us do not take them serious. But by the arrangement of our constitution, it is the highest political authority in the district. And all the developments that have to happen in our district, majority or the greater part of the development must come from the district assemblies. And so let us get interest if we want development to come to us. Our members of parliament and the presidency will come off next year, the elections. Let's compare what we do when we get to that time to what we are doing now and ask ourselves whether we are ready for development. So let us take interest in that. The second one is also about the constitution reform. The constitution reform, as Madam has said, is going to happen because the processes leading to a reform, the conversation has started. Let us all be interested in what is going to happen. But let me emphasize what Madam Chair said, that even if we replace the constitution and we do not change our mindset, nothing is going to change. And the one who asks about the role of the chiefs have a role in the constitution, and the customary laws that are not at variance with the laws of Ghana are upheld by the constitution. Except that I want to agree with His Majesty that the chieftaincy institution is under-resourced. But in terms of independence and authority, they have been given something, and all of us must help them to apply the powers that the constitution has vested in them to inure to our benefit. We pray that next year, by this time, even if the NCC decides to go elsewhere to launch the Constitution Week, something of this sort, a gathering of the Constitution Week, should happen here in a more grand style than today. Thank you, Sanarna, for allowing me to speak. Thank you.